Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the Flux Redux model. Basically, it is the IP adapter version for the Flux. If you're new to image generation with Stable Diffusion, IP adapter is image prompting. We use an image to prompt the model and then generate an output. It is not image to image. Instead, the image gets converted into a prompt. And the Flux Redux does the same thing. It takes an image as an input, get a prompt, and then uses that prompt to guide the model into generating an output. The problem with the original Redux workflow is like this. So let's say this is my input image. I have a cat and I use the Redux model, which is right here. So what's going to happen here is that this Flux Redux is going to read this, do a clip vision, get a prompt, and then it will send it to the Flux model, guide it into generating an output. But as you can see here in my positive prompt, I'm saying comic style, cartoon, but it's not exactly comic or cartoony style. And that is because the original Redux workflow will basically ignore this positive prompt and just use whatever positive prompt that it gets from the image itself. In today's video, we are going to see how we can add this section, which is an advanced Redux control, and it gives us the image strength. And right now I've set it up to medium. Again, I'm using the same positive prompt with the same input image, but this time I now have my comic style and we have the same element in the image. There's a cat, we have curtains here, then you can see we have the cat and the curtains behind it. This section here is just a Flux text to image section, and the top part is for this additional style model where we have this image strength. Now, to get this workflow, you can go into workflow, click on open, and then go inside your custom nodes folder, inside the ComfyUI advanced reflux control. Then you will get two options, a simple workflow and an advanced workflow. So click on the simple workflow, click on open, and you will get this one first. The simple one just has this image strength, which can change from lowest to highest. So if I were to set it to highest, leave everything as is, it will give me a similar result to the original Redux model. And from there, you can keep on decreasing. So let's do one at high. I'm leaving everything as is. The seed is fixed. And let's see the result. All right, so even at high, we start to see the influence of the positive prompt. So it's trying to get this comic style, cartoony style into the final generation while still keeping most of the element which was from the original image. So here's another example which probably best illustrate why you would want to use the Redux model. If I were to type in a simple prompt saying like a photographer, maybe with a camera, it would be really difficult for me to describe this image just with a positive prompt. So this is a good scenario of using the Redux model to just use its clip vision capabilities. It will sort of see that image, describe it, and generate a positive prompt, which goes here. Right now, I'm still setting the image strength at high, and I'm still using the same thing as comic style, cartoony, same seed. And as you can see, I have almost an exact copy. It's just the orientation of the camera that is different. But we have a photographer, we have the camera, and it's shooting at the viewer. Because we are using this strength here, this image strength, I can influence it by adding style in my positive prompt. If you don't want to change the style, you still want to have that realistic photography, you can simply add photograph or realistic in your positive prompt. And as you can see here, it will be able to give you a different person, different camera, but it's still having the same composition there. Now, let's take a look at the advanced version. And the only thing that is changing is the Redux node itself. This one, we have an advanced node, and it gives you a little bit more options to play around with. The inputs are pretty much the same, the clip vision, image, style, conditioning. What we have additional here is this downsampling factor and function. Basically, what will happen is that we are going to decrease the size of the input image by this factor. And right now it's going to decrease it by 3 times, and the function will dictate the algorithm that it's going to use. So area means that it's going to take an average of a particular area. Now we also have a mode where we can crop it center. So if the image is not a square image, it will crop it around the center. You can keep the aspect ratio, or you can auto crop with a mask. So if I were to mask at the top, it will crop it at the top. Then we have a weight. The weight is same as this simple version where we have highest to lowest. And in this particular case, we'll go from 0 to 1. 0 lowest and 1 would be the highest. But since this is numerical value, you can go to 0.9, 0.95, and you can fine tune that value there. And then we have an auto crop margin that will be for the auto crop with mask, how much space you want around your mask. Otherwise, it's exactly the same thing. We can give this one a try. Let me go to 0.85. I'm adding this here so that we can see the downscaling. And while it's generating, we can take a look. So this is the original input, and this is the downscale version. So you can see it's downscaling it. Depending on the factor that you are going to put here, it can go even lower. And I've set it to center crop, so it should be cropped. Okay, we can see a little bit more at the top of the image, and in here you can see that it's cropped nearly the head itself, just next to the head. So that's basically the crop. I cannot really show you the area. That's just a function on how it's going to downscale it that it will be using. It's completed, and I've set anime here, and you can see we have an anime, pretty much the same composition with a person and then a camera. So that's basically this advanced version of Redux. To get started with this, we need to go into the manager, click on Custom Nodes Manager, and then just search for Reflux, and then install this one. It will give you that node, which will allow us to guide the Redux model using an image string. Now, if you don't have the model downloaded yet, this SIG clip vision can be downloaded from the manager itself. So click on Manager, click on Model Manager, and just search for Redux, and you will see it here. Click on the Install button. Next, we'll need to download this Flux.1 Redux dev. I will have a link in the description below. At the top here, you will need to agree to the license. And as you can see here, I've accepted it. Then go into Files and Versions, and then download this one here that says Flux.1 Redux dev, and then click on this download button. Once it's downloaded, you can go into your ComfyUI and then go into Models. Look for the folder Style Models. Go inside and then move the model into the folder. By the way, I'm using this load checkpoint, which is the ComfyOrg dev FP8 version. I believe the original workflow has these 3 nodes for the Flux model. So if you have these already downloaded, you can use these ones. In case you have the ComfyOrg version like I do, then you will need to add the load checkpoint like this. Connect the clip with this positive prompt here, and you will see that this one will get disconnected, so you can delete it. Similarly, we are going to connect the VAE with this VAE decode right here, and this load VAE will get disconnected. Next, we'll need to connect the model, but as you can see here, the model goes into 2 places. The first one here is this model sampling. So we'll take model, go into model down. Now we have only 1 connection. So we'll need to take the model into basic guider here. And this one will get disconnected, so you can delete it. And now you can use your ComfyOrg version like this. All right, so thank you for watching until the very end. Have a nice day. Take care. I will see you next time.